welcome back to the Nutmeg. This is our last portion of our video series on this cut of cars. We're going to be we're picking up where we left off last time, shoving this cut of pickups from Riverhead down into track 3. And we're going to cut off these, hop on track 2, slide down in between this cut of cars and the container well cars on track 1, so that we can get on the other end of it. And then we'll shove those on over to the recycling facility. And then on the back end of it is a scrap gun, and that needs to go to the scrap yard that's next to the recycling facility. And then we'll be just about done. I've got a little bit of a teaser at the end for our next operating session. That'll probably get divided again into a few videos. I don't know if it's going to be 4 or 5 because, I'm planning on doing a little bit, maybe a little bit more cars on this one, on the upcoming one. So, but we'll see. In any case, let's get around to the other end and start shoving on this cut of cars. Here, you're going to see the cars jump a little bit. There you go. Oh, maybe we already saw it jump. And then now we're just going to start to shove. So what we've got to do is we've got to shove down onto the yard lead so that we can clear the switch, and then we can back up out onto the main, and then we can take the main over to the industry. So while we're moving around here in the yard, speeds are a little bit slower, and then you'll see that while we're on the main, we can go a little bit quicker. Here to align the switch, and then get to the other side of the switch, realign it to the main line, and then we're good to go. This is going to be the first delivery that we make on this layout to this recycling facility and the scrapyard. Those two spurs are actually connected because that spur was originally thought of as the train shops area, and since I've decided to kind of rework the bottom layer of my track, the lower level, and I reworked the plans down there, I've moved the shops down there, which has kind of cleared up these tracks for something else. But it also took space from where I was planning on having the recycling shops. So it was kind of a natural sort of, let's just put the recycling up top. Now, I don't necessarily know if this is going to be what ends up working out for what happens or not, because I don't know. This I'm having difficulty. You'll see, but I'm having a little bit of difficulty with the scenery or the state composition of the scene around the recycling. A little bit of a dead spot on the track. Just gonna have to sort that out. Alright, let's get these cars into this siding. It's kind of a quick trip, especially on the layout, but breaking it apart into a couple of different video clips makes it feel a little bit longer. But it's, I don't know, it's maybe like 10 feet down the track, and then you're on the siding. But part of me feels as though I probably shouldn't even have these industries in the background, and just simply let the background do its own thing, and just have the industries on the front, and then have switching happening in the yard, in the middle ground, and then just sort of focus on scenery and background back in here. But, so you can see here, this is the composition of this scene is like it's rough, man. Obviously there's no buildings or structures or anything in there, which would help. So maybe I'll try that, but then I'm also like on the fence about whether or not I even want these industries back here. So I'll probably try like some foam core buildings or something like that, just to see if I can't get things to sort of work out visually, and set up the way that, like, for a visually appealing scene. And if I can't do that, then I'll probably just simply, I don't know, probably just do some background scenery to support the scenery on the front spur, which you can see here in the front foreground. In any case, let's get this. So well cars have been delivered to the recycling facility, and we got to back down the main again to get to the spur for the scrapyard. That's where we're going, scrapyard with a scrap gun. Pull off of pull fully onto the main line, adjust the switch, and then we'll be off to the scrapyard. Eagle-eye viewers will see that I'm fiddling around with a nail, a track nail, for my switch. I've got to put a turnout actual switch there so that I can just simply flip it from one side to the other. But for right now, because I wasn't using that spur, I wasn't really focused on that sort of thing. So I had it locked in place to continue down the main line, and just simply didn't use that spur yet. And then, so obviously, as soon as you need a turnout or like a switch, then that's when you want to do a video or something. I don't know. So, but that'll come. Again, though, I don't know if I'm going to do that if I'm not going to have those in the background, but we'll see. So one thing that I'll point out, we can see a shoving platform sitting there on one of the track leads. So the secondary track lead, the runaround, because so as we're looking at it, we've got this transload yard in front of us with the pipes. We've got one track, and then the next track behind has that shoving platform. I've got two storage locations for my shoving platforms. One's on the one, as we've already seen multiple times, on the front of the yard, and that's for being able to attach the shoving platform to one end of the cars and the locomotive, and then of course this sort of little used runaround track that I have here actually makes for a good spot for like a storage track or that sort of thing, and that's where I'm putting my at least one of my shelving platforms, so that essentially all I've got to do is when I need a shelving platform on the left-hand side of the locomotive rather than the right, I have one that I can just grab, and that's what that is, sitting right there. So I don't know that that's going to get very much use, but it does come in handy once in a while, so that I don't have to, set a shelving platform out onto the yard, then do a runaround, and then do, what I mean? It's kind of a little bit of a thing. Maybe I can figure out a different way of thinking about it, but for right now, I do store at least one of my shelving platforms on that track, and I have four shelving platforms. So, in any case, that is all of our drop-offs done. I'm going to align the switch back down into the yard, and then I'm going to actually get onto that storage track with the storage / runaround with the shoving platform. I'm going to shove the platform down just a little bit farther, because I do have a helping hand that's on its way up from the shops, and that's going to give us a hand shoving the new cut of cars, or going down to get the new cut of cars, and bring the next video series up. Here we go. This is an older, an X Providence and Worcester. Just maneuver that into position, attach it to the other end of my Conrail unit here, and we will have plenty of muscle, I think, for probably about 16 or 17 cars for the next cut. All right, well, with that, thank you for tuning in. Tune again, come back for the next one, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.